biggest way to harm your economy is to deny immigrants from working in your economy. It's the only reason I can think people would do that would be, again, private interests. Those the same type of people who believe they are entitled to private water systems. Um, these are the type of people who might target immigrants and say, especially immigrants that work for their competitors, right? Like, let's say, this private water company here was competing with this other water company here, and the immigrants were working at this water company, then the one controlled by the rich would rather the immigrants not work for the competitors, right? That's the flaw, like one of the big flaws of capitalism and why it's not tenable. That's why we see decline. The purchasing power has decreased over the years, and it's because of this principles like this. So yeah, obviously, anyone who the lawmakers that are just letting the laws continue to operate this way, I for this societal change to occur, this is going to require a lot of social minded lawyers to get on board here. Okay, like I know there's a lot of lawyers out there who protect the interests of the rich, and you're going to be on the wrong side of history here. Just a spoiler, you're outvoted. Okay, like as much as you like to think, like here's the way to think of it best. Look at the leader of South Korea when he was impeached. Um, uh, the reason he was impeached was because everyone hated him at the time. He had something like a 20% approval rating, and technically, I think the legal system could have helped them. But there's a certain point where you go far enough into the grassroots of things, and you lose support. So if your policies involve making other people poor for the benefit of a select few, just by the numbers, the other people are going to outvote you. And even like you're going to see the fundamental reason is you're going to see some of the most talented lawyers jump ship. They're going to go, you know what? I was pro business, I was pro corporate, and now I see the error in my ways. And that will happen because they're gonna look around them. They're gonna like they'll go to their, they'll walk down the street. It'll be a business that was vandalized or something from the riots or whatever, and they'll realize, you know what, I was wrong. That I misunderstood how capitalism worked. It's a very bad thing, and I'm going to become more pro-socialist. And I'll tell you personally, myself, I wasn't into like 10 years ago. If I was listening to myself now, I'd think I'd lost my mind. But I've become aware of how the world works, like first person. I've met these people. I understand how they think, and I understand how demented and selfish they are. It's the selfishness that's the big problem. They see no problem in making a top salary, but they don't ever consider the luck of it. Like, you just might have beat out by 1% 100 other people. So there was a roll of the dice, and then the moment you got to pay a bit of taxes to cover that 1%, like the person who didn't get the job that you have, your high paying job, they got, like, what do they got? They might have nothing. They might be homeless. So you are taking opportunities out of the hands of people that are comparably skilled. And that's why you do pay taxes, because there is a cost to you being on the grid, right? There's a cost to your existence. And this is, a fundamental reason why, uh, and that's what this whole show is about: the importance of taxing the rich and read like not like if you work the hardest, you should get paid the most. If you did win the job, you should get paid the most. But the amount of difference between first and second is absolutely absurd. That needs to be fixed, and you got to acknowledge it's a problem and do something about it now. Don't be like, well, that's for the next generation. No, it's you're going to figure out in this generation. You're going to pay for it this lifetime because you're a burden on the system. If you're a super rich guy who believes that you don't have to pay taxes, trust me, you will.